Welcome back to Just Cardboard. Hey, I told you this week we was going to do some crossovers. I had some cards from different grading companies that I crossed over to the other grading companies, but I don't send them in the old slabs. I actually crack them out of slab and wipe off the card and send it back into another grading company. So we'll start this one out right here. A 2021 Panini Select Certified Rookies Justin Fields. I got DGA 9.5. Centering was a 9.5, edges were 9, corners were 9.5, and surface was a 9.5. A pretty solid 9.5 card. Went ahead and busted out of the DGA case. I'll send us some PSA. Maybe that 9.5 will get a 10. Well, it got a 9. Now remember, PSA does not have 9.5s. PSA has 9, and after 9, it goes right to 10. So it went down a half a point. I thought, okay, I mean, DGA was within a half a point of PSA. I'm okay. I was kind of hoping it went up, but it didn't. But I was okay. So I was at a card show, and I bought this one here. It's a Walter Payton 1986 Topps. It said 7. I looked at the card in the slab. I'm like, oh, that's better than a 7. It came from Aces. These guys are located out of the Bloomington, Normal, Illinois area. I thought, man, I'm not a grader, but that's better than a 7. I was pretty sure of it. So I busted out of their slab and sent it to SGC and see what they said. Sure enough, SG says 8.5. I'm like, that's not good. I mean, you can be tough on your grading, but when you're 1.5 points off, that's not good. I mean, especially if you're 1.5 points off from one of the top 4 grading companies, being Beckett, PSA, SGC, or CGC now, not CSG, but CGC now. So if you're 1.5 points off from them, that's not too good. So this thing got a 7. Like I said, I bought it. A card show, I looked at it real good. It's a Walter Payton, 1986. I mean, it's not his rookie year or nothing, but it's a Walter Payton, 1986. And I got 1.5 points better than I bought it for. So I was pretty pleased with that crossover. I got another one here. So this one was a DGA. It was a 6, but it was a Jerry Rice 19. That one says 85 Topps, so it was 1986 Topps. Centering was a 5.5, edges was an 8, corners were a 6, and surface was a 6.5. It was a 6, and it was a Jerry Rice rookie card. So I'm like, yeah, I'll try to send that to SGC. Maybe stay the same. I just want it in an SGC slab because it was a Jerry Rice rookie. And lo and behold, SGC said no, it's a 5.5. So I know when I broke it out of slab, I did a real good job not touching that card with anything. I just wiped it down. Maybe I did something wiping it down, but still, only half a point difference. I've talked to the owner of DGA about, hey, I've been sending some of your cards in just to see how your grading was. I said, a lot of them I get back is just a half a point. He goes, I'm pleased with that. If I can be a half point different from these top grading companies, because I'm happy with that. Because I might be a little tougher, but I'm still within a half a point of the top grading companies, and he was pretty happy with that result. So that one ended up being a 5.5, but it was down a half a point. So another DGA card, and I bought this one off eBay. This is a 2021 Panini Mosaic Finals MVP LeBron James. It was, and what I liked about DGA, they always put their subgrades right on the label too. So centering was an 8.5, edges were a 10, corners were a 10, and surface was a 9. I thought, well, maybe I can just wipe off the surface with a microfiber cloth. Maybe it has some dust, fingerprints, wipe it up, and send it in. So I busted out the DGA case, sent to PSA, and I will tell you, PSA is not real tough on the centering. that I can tell. So if you got a card that's off center and you think you want to get a little bit better grade, and it's an ultra modern card, I would definitely go with PSA. So here's what it got from PSA. It got a 10. So, and if you look at the center, you'll see LeBron James is at, and then the card itself, you can see it's off center. But hey, I just took it that PSA was just a little light on the centering on that, and it got a PSA 10. I was happy. Maybe DGA was a little harder on centering or something else that PSA wasn't. That's, like I said, most of the time it's only half a point difference from DGA than the top four, but on this one it's a whole point in my favor. So this one here is another DGA I broke open. It was a DGA 10, and this was a relic. So it's a Topps Holiday J-Rod rookie relic. The surface and centering and edges got a 10, and the corners got 9.5. Since this was a relic, it's in a thicker case. I went to pop this one out of a DGA case, and I hit the very edge of the card up here with a screwdriver. So I knew it wasn't going to be a 10 after I did that, and I went ahead and sent it into PSA because I already broke it out of the case and I wanted it graded. So ended up getting a PSA 9. So I blame that one on me. That was my fault. When I broke it out of the case, I damaged it. So I'm not going to call that a grading error or anything on PSA because I know I damaged it when I busted it out of the case. But that happens. So, and the last one here I wasn't real happy with at all. I'll hold it up here, but this one was I sent this one to PSA first of all. And I was told don't send 90s cards, Michael Jordan cards, especially from the 90s, to PSA. And I thought, oh, why not? Well, I just found out why. Shaquille O'Neal came back as a 7. I'm like, no, that card's not a 7. I could tell you that card's not a 7. This was a Shaquille O'Neal's rookie year card from Fire Ultra. No, we're busting this out of the case. So sure enough, I busted out of the PSA case and sent it to Tag. Tag's one of these new companies that have AI grading. So I thought I would send that to them and see what they came up with. Tag came up with an 8.5. I was not happy with PSA on this. I was kind of told by other people, don't send 90s cards to PSA, especially Michael Jordan's, because they come back a lower grade than what they really are. So I kind of learned my lesson on that one. This Tag card came back as an 8.5. I was happy. Then I kind of made a little rant about it on Facebook a little bit. That how far off PSA was from Tag, and somebody said, "Well, it's a cheap card. Who cares? You shouldn't have had it graded." Well, it's my card. It's my money. It's my collection, and I'll do what I want to do with my money. And I advise everybody else the same thing. I've been told don't be grading base cards. Don't be grading base cards. It's not worth it. You're ruining the hobby. You're putting these junk slabs out there. I'm going to tell you what. You can take an ultra modern card. I don't care what it is right now. Somebody hot, CJ Strauss or something. Take his base card. Go look up how many grades from PSA it's had already. And I haven't had one graded, but somebody's grading them. You know who's grading them? It's the people in the card shop that wants to get the kids in there, and the kids want their top player in a slab, so he gets them graded, sells it to them, makes a little extra money. Or the flipper out there. I'm going to flat out tell you, if you want to grade a base card, it's your collection, it's your money. Do what you want. Don't listen to everybody else complain to you about you're ruining the hobby. That's none of their business. It's your money, your collection. You do what you want with it. If you want to grade a base card, grade that base card. But yeah, wasn't happy with PSA being 1.5 point difference. But like I said, I was warned. So that's what I got for my crossovers. Like I said, I don't send them in the original slabs. Like you said, I break them out of the original slabs and send them to somebody else, so they don't know where they came from. Because if I sent this DGA into PSA, oh, it would have been really, really bad. But like I said, it's your guys' collection. Yeah, it's your money, and if you want great base cards, my gosh, I did. Go for it. I mean, do what you want to do. I am fine with that. Nobody should be telling you what to do with your money and what to grade and what not to grade. That is totally 100% your choice. So maybe next week we can open up another grading company I did. It was a CGA. I was just notified yesterday that next week I'll be getting my 5-card order I sent in to them. This is a new grading company, fairly new. This came out. They're from Frankfort, Kentucky. Their grading was like $4 a slab. I'm like, okay. I thought anything else. I mean, if I set up at a card show, I had $4 slabs. Maybe I could sell them for 10 or 12 bucks to some kid. That way he can afford to get a slab, and not spend a bunch of money. I was kind of looking at that. I wasn't trying to look at the really flip on eBay or Facebook Marketplace or anything, but maybe if I set up at a card show, some kid that don't have a whole lot of money can afford to buy a slab and not spend a whole lot of money. So those are supposed to be in next week from CGA. If they come in next week, we'll do a CGA reveal, and we'll record that and put it on YouTube. I found another company, it was Golden Grading, and they're having $4 slabs too. I was gonna try those out, sending 5 cards to them, and when they came back, see what they did. So till next time, hopefully next week we'll get that CGA order in, and we'll open up on here and see what they look like, and I will see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye.